I think the camera's on. We might have audio. We're back.
Hey, fuck you, John.
Hey, man. Nice
So
to
we
see you
were on
too.
a little bit of hiatus because my selfish son Matteo was born, and yeah, so finally, and we're here. Finally,
I know. I'm excited.
My wife had a baby.
Yeah, she did. Actually, I'm happy you said that because I want to run it back because that was probably almost 5 or 5 weeks ago. So it's been a minute. We had Steve Lemmy on from Tacoma FD was our last podcast.
Great show, by the way. We've seen the new season. It's been great.
It's been awesome. Yeah, it's funny as hell.
This quarantine one is fucking great.
I wanted to get to that too because in that podcast, you gave me so much shit because I'm like, I've seen clips of the show, but I haven't watched the show.
How good
and
was
you threw me out there right in front
How
of
great was it?
Well, in my travels since we've been gone, I had 14 hours of travel, 4
Jonathan
different
Pollock
flights.
And,
I
and the
watched
Traveling Pants.
Yeah, John Pollock and the Traveling Pants. I actually watched the entire first 2 seasons of the show. I had them all downloaded, watched them all on all the flights.
How great!
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm actually hooked now. It's like I'm all caught up.
Right?
Yeah, I know I'm all caught up.
Have you seen
now.
the last 2?
I haven't seen the newest season. I saw the first 2, and then
That's it. There's only 2 episodes.
Yeah, there's only 2 in, so I got to catch up on the other 2.
This Thursday's 3rd, and the next week.
And then that's when you're in. Yeah. So, well, I wanted to run it back. So originally, right before we took our little break, we were getting ready to go to the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight.
Yeah.
And so we talked to you. We got bougie front row seats, whatever.
That's what happens.
And then,
hey.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We got bougie front row seats for feeling real important. And then you end up having a kid and can't go. So then Jamie and I, being the cream of the crop that we are, get bumped to the 6th row.
Which is still a pretty good seats.
Saying, no, they were still great seats. I'm not complaining at all. It actually was really fun. It was actually a really good time.
Real quick, guys, you guys are going to be 6th row no matter what.
Oh, I know. It's like, yeah, you would have been up. We would have been we would have been throwing popcorn at the back of your head.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. You actually would have been sitting with us first row. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were with you. It was the other folks we were with. Yes. We ended up with that we're going to be back.
They actually saw those things.
Yeah, so again, right off the rip, I got beef with Matteo. I mean, it's just like from day one.
Dude.
Yeah, like your son and
Bro,
I.
the one night he was being fussy, and I looked at him and I'm like, F you, go to bed. And he's just like this. I was like, oh, God, dude, you're cute. I love you. God dang it, I'm sorry. Like, we're just tired, you know what I mean? But
yeah, day one, beef with Matteo. So the fight was, I tell you what, it was an experience.
I heard.
It was an experience like I don't think John's ever had, I've ever had.
It was strange. You really, It was really fun. It was very entertaining. The
Great
fight,
time.
You know what? I got to give Jake Paul, and obviously he works with Showtime, but he has his own promotion company that works with it. But I mean, holy shit, dude! Like it was really entertaining, and all the other fights were really good.
Great fights
on the card.
Yep.
So it was fun to watch. He did way better than I've never seen like a full fight.
So we got down there. Big group of us met for dinner at Barrio right over there. Yeah. And we had to wait for a table for a little bit. And as we're standing there waiting, and it's all like I think I was the old man of the group. Shocking, I know, but people more my age, are standing there waiting. We're all just looking around like, dude, what the fuck is going on right now? It was. Like everybody walking by has got their phones out. They're all TikToking. They're all like, and that was the whole vibe, especially where we were.
At one point, we were playing a game of how many people you could find that had face tattoos.
Yes.
So
there was a lot of them.
We got up to like 6,
yeah.
And that was like the 10 minutes before we went into our dinner reservation.
Okay. Like the old man here. There were all these famous people around us. Mm-hmm. I knew Frank Gore. That was it.
He looked pissed.
That was it.
That's
he was
the
not
best
happy.
picture.
Frank,
was he like? Was that on purpose, or he just kind of come last second?
I don't think I think that somebody was like, "Hey, Frank," or something like that, and just snapped the shot. He didn't know, but he looked like that pretty much all night.
That was the best picture.
Drunk.
We were laughing. We were laughing so hard, and then
he's probably fan Woodley, and his boy lost. It could have been that.
It could have been. I don't know.
Possibly. And then We Hate Rick Russo was there with us, and his goal by the end of the night was to convince all the TikTok and YouTubers around us that he was also a TikTok and YouTuber.
Did it work?
No, not at all. No.
Mr. Potato Head, Mr.
Yeah. We had, and it was kind of neat though. Like we had all these quasi famous people around us who have millions of followers on all kinds of social media, and we didn't know who the fuck anybody was, but they were
Dustin
so. Poirier was nearby, yeah. They were all so nice though. Like they were honestly like legitimately. And then I snapped some pictures of a few of them or whatever. And the next day when I was talking to my daughter, I was like, "Do you have any idea who this is?" She's like, "Yeah, hold on." And she's like pulling up these videos on YouTube, and I'm like, "I have no idea."
It's crazy, right?
It's nuts.
I think the one guy you saw, the one guy had like it looked like
the Gucci.
What was it? It's like the Bible thing. So and so in the Technicolor, Joseph in the Technicolor dream coat.
Yes.
He had a one-piece jumper on, and it was like 900 colors, and it was the most like ridiculous outfit.
It was like $2,000 from Gucci. Somebody found it.
I don't need it.
And, well, no. So we're sitting there. We're like, who the fuck is this guy? He had like a handler too. He had like some 50-year-old guy that was like his handler for him, and Jamie shows it to his daughter, and first thing pops up, he's got like 2 million followers, and he's sitting on a Lamborghini and whatever. And we're like, who the fuck is this kid?
And then the next day, he was actually with Jake Paul and gave him a custom made AK-47. Like it was, I was like, I don't even know who this kid is, man.
There was a swimsuit model sitting behind us.
John figured
Missed
that
my
one
opportunity.
out. Yeah, John figured that one out.
That one out after the fact. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. I follow her now.
Yeah,
but she's not unattractive.
Well, so speaking of that day.
Yeah, let's. No. That's what I was going to say.
So the day before, we went to this show. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty sweet. It was like, was it Jurassic Park? But it was like Jurassic Jungle, and it was like these people travel all around the states, and they act, they're just like a show for kids, and they have like monster like dinosaurs. It's crazy. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then like the masks, they're like T-Rex and all that.
They all like animatronic where they move.
No, there were people in them.
Oh,
it was crazy. Like,
that's cool.
It was awesome. And the guys like running around the whole place chasing the one guy, the bad guy. It was great. My daughter's like, I loving it, screaming. But God, their souvenirs were the most expensive thing I've ever seen in my life.
Welcome to having a child.
Bro,
that you take these things.
Dad, pink balloon, pink brontosaurus. She knew. I'm like, God dang it. So I walk over there. I'm like, hey. She's like, yeah, $25. I'm like, I like puked in my mouth a little bit.
Yep.
But then, so whatever. That day around 4:30 in the morning, I got a little headache. I'm like, well, take your Tylenol. You're allowed. So she takes it, and it was like our last hoorah as a trio to become a wolf pack. And so I'm like, man, it'd be funny. This is our last thing we do together as a trio. It'd be funny if this guy's born tomorrow. That's what I thought back in my head. So we leave the place, we're driving. She's like, man, it's still around. It's kind of getting worse. So she took another Tylenol. And then, like, 2 a.m, she's screaming at me, my wife. She's like, it hurts so bad. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, she's like, rub my back. So, mind you, it's pitch dark. I'm exhausted. She's laying, I'm rubbing her back, and I pass out. She starts yelling at me. I'm like, what do you want me to do? It's pitch dark. Like, I can't, like, I'm tired.
She's 9 months
I get it. I was like, so anyway, I'm like, call the on-call doctor. Calls the on-call doctor. He's like, yeah, you need to come in. So 4:00 in the morning, we leave. We get there about 5-ish. 4:30. We get there about 5. Thank God for Rainbow's Babies and Children. One of the best children's hospitals in the country. And so we get there, and so we get in the triage. They give you a bed for the pregnant women, and so we're doing our thing. And this chick walks in like 20 weeks pregnant, and she's like giving birth, she's dilated, ready to go, and she's not. It's 40 weeks. She is projectile vomiting. And I could hear it. And, like, I'm good with vomit now, like poop, just with my daughter. But, my God, like, it was like a faucet, how much was coming out of it. I was getting nauseous. We were there for, like, 2.5 hours. And finally, I walked to a lady. I'm like, I'm like, are we leaving here? And she's like, no. She's like, you're having a baby today. I'm like, whoa, okay. Look at my wife. I'm like, well, it's go time. And so I guess my wife started spilling protein in her urine. So she became preeclampsia, which is bad. Became seizures and all that stuff. So, yeah, an hour later, we had Matteo. So then, unfortunately, when he came out, he was not like my daughter came out like a goddamn savage. She's like, oh, like she was looking for a titty. She wanted all of it. He was crying, but he would stop, and the lady didn't like it too much. And so he had fluid in his lungs. So we had to go to Nicu for 2 days, which sucked. It was hard to watch because I was in there every night with him all day, watching him. He had a little feeding tube. He would just, because he had a CPAP, and they're pumping air in him. But it's me, being the asshole that I am, my wife's like, I want to see him. So I have a little incubator, and they're rolling by, and he has a little CPAP machine on his face. I go, oh my God, look, he looks like the guy from Mad Max, the villain. And my wife was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was just trying to light the situation.
Keeping it light, yeah.
But the cool part was, like, I wasn't worried at all because everyone's face and the way they were doing, they were so calm. Our doctor's like, he's like, it happens. He's like, it's not normal, but it does happen. He's fine. Give him a day. He like was so cool about it. And no shit, a day later, he was off of it. And then we stayed an extra day just to be on the safe side. And then went down to Mama's room. And Mom was doing great. She was sore for a few weeks. Now she's back in the game and came home. For the first 2 weeks, he was a savage. Slept all day. And then I opened my mouth and got cocky. And he's a little cocky now, but not in a bad way. He's not terrible. But so I took him to get adjusted today at the chiropractor.
Oh, you're doing that, huh?
Yeah, and so he didn't really get adjusted. It's more just like pressure points, just kind of like.
Didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It works. It works well.
Really?
Helps with the alignment. Helps with like their flow.
Is that a new thing, or has that been going on for a while? Like
it's not
trend,
new.
not a trend or anything.
No, it's not new. When it was out there when my kids were little, so it's
Really?
been
It's
out
bigger
for a while.
now. It's a lot bigger now.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, he's good. He's a monster though. He was he's like almost 21 inches and 7 pounds 8 ounces, I believe. And
It's weird. You have a big kid.
what I'm saying, like imagine if he's another 3 more weeks, like he would have been.
Your wife
Dense
wasn't happy.
Croatian bones is what
Right.
he's.
Well, then I look at his hands and her feet are huge. He's got his dong. Good for him. God bless him. He's gonna be packing heat. So good for him. That kid.
Good. It's good.
Is he better or worse than Mila when she was born?
Mila was just a savage. She was not cocky. She just was like, I want food. I want it now. And her high pitched scream, like. But overall, she was a good kid. And he's like, nah. He just cries and like he really doesn't go ham, but he's just fussy. You know? And Mila wasn't really fussy. She was just like, give me my titty. I want my titty now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but everything's doing good. My mama's doing great. She's a savage. She's a champ that she is. And he's doing good. We've been switching, switching feedings throughout the night. And so they only wanted to gain a half a pound in the first 4 days. He gained a pound. And then he's already gained 2 weeks ago. He's already 2 pounds ahead of schedule. He's getting monsters. But he's like me. He's bow-legged. So, yeah. But it's going great, honestly. It's just, but so then let's fast forward now. And now we're about a week in, 2 weeks in, him being home. And my wife gets up and she's like, "Stay back." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "There's a fucking bat in the house." I'm like,
No.
"Get the fuck out of here." So I walk out and the thing fly. I'm like, "Holy fuck." And of course, my house has fucking 30-foot ceilings. So this thing's flying back and forth, trying to get out, hitting the wall. I'm like, Jesus. So I'm like on my stairs and I'm trying to bat it down, right? I hit it, gets a little bit lower. I fucking get it again.
What are you hitting it with? A baseball bat?
A broom.
A broom?
Broom. Smoke it down. I don't want to kill it. I'm a lover. So he falls. We have this little landing, where you can put a flower vase or something on top of the stairs. Well, he lands on top of it, wings out. I'm like, all right, dude, I got this. I'm like, what's up, bitch? So I grab the towel and I throw it on top of him. Well, when I throw the towel, it was hanging more off the edge, so it fell off with the bat. So then it falls down, and now the bat's at my level and staying that level. And I'm like, fucking...
Ducking and diving.
Yeah. So then, thank God, he lands on a screen, a window screen on the other side of the living room. So I walk over, and I'm like, all right, cool. He's just chilling. He's a little guy. I take the towel, and I catch him. It falls on top. I'm like, cool. Unfortunately, when it falls again, it falls behind my daughter's toy box, which is impossible to get to. So then I'm like, son of a bitch. So I grab the broom, and I don't know how to do this in the dark because I want to scare him. So I grab the broom and I drag it slowly out, and then I see him. I see his little butt. So I threw another towel on top of it. So I grab him and I feel him jerking. I'm like, oh! I grab him and I got him this time. And I fucking ran out and I threw him out the door.
How did the bat get in the house?
That's what we're figuring out. We don't know.
No clue.
So we actually had a girl come check it out yesterday. Speaking of which, and let me tell you something, man. There's a lot of shit going on in my attic.
I was just gonna say, do you have attic space?
Yeah, oh yeah. We have apparently we have 3 attics. I had no idea.
Did she find more bats?
No. So she did not, but there was droppings, she said, but also she said she couldn't see it, but she's like, we're going to take care of that. They're going to come back. And then today we had 2 hornets nests in our attic. So the guy came over today to take care of that.
Oh, there's a lot going on in your attic.
Oh yeah, there's no fucking around. And there's mice, I guess.
Did the bat shit on you?
No, thank God.
Okay. I don't want you getting COVID.
It's like, don't worry, the droppings are from the raccoon that Stipe is going to find in 2 days. Like,
Dude, I wish I had a camera, dude. It was like pandemonium, dude.
Do you know, does the whole house have an attic? Is it that big? Or
yeah, there's sections. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right above where our bedroom
You didn't know
is.
this?
No, I don't pay attention. Well, I knew the one.
He missed the home inspection important.
No. I know the one. I knew the one was upstairs. And then I didn't know we had one in the garage. I had no idea. I didn't know we had one above a garage.
How do you access it?
We have a little door, got a ladder, and you gotta go up the ladder.
It's in the garage, built into the ceiling, right?
Yeah. So you push it up.
It pulls down.
I don't know about that. I never touched it. I don't think it does. I think you got to lift it up.
Best homeowner. I love you.
Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Can you picture him trying to catch his bat?
Yes.
Here's the best part. Here's the best part.
I picture both his kids screaming.
No. Here's the best part. So the best
Ryan
part.
motherfucking him the whole
It's
time.
6 o'clock.
Running all over the
It's
place.
6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock, and my daughter wakes up at 7 usually. And so my wife's like, "Fuck, you gotta hurry up." So the front door, the fucking it's like 30 feet high. He's in the corner. And I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna get him now? So I grab my daughter's fucking little bouncy ball, like fucking princess ball dodgeball or whatever, and I fucking whipping it at him, and he's not moving. And finally, I hit him. I'm like, oh. Bro, it was, and then my daughter gets up, and then
you're just a couple of years away from full-on Nerf guns in this house, and that would have been perfect.
Fuck, I did have
it's over there.
Damn it.
Oh, that's right. It was a Christmas present.
That's right. It was a Christmas present.
I have a shotgun too. I bought for myself.
Don't blow a hole through the wall into the attic that he doesn't know is there.
It was crazy. 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm proud of you getting it done, though.
I got it done, man. But I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Bats they're just creepy. They're creepy.
Like,
where I live, as soon as it gets dusk, I was just out playing catch with my son the other night. I'm like, oh, there goes a bat. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, watch. They're just over nonstop.
And they travel in
Probably
packs.
here as well.
They travel in packs.
Yeah.
They're very seldom.
They're just swooping, just eating.
What's crazy, and so when I got him out the door, I threw him into the lawn. He's just chilling on the lawn. I think he was like traumatized, and I'm like, dude, you can stay traumatized. I'll let you do your thing.
Peace.
Unfortunately, 2 hours later, I usually cut the grass, but since we had the baby, I've been helping the wife, and because she was hurting. So we have a guy been cutting the grass for us. And
oh no!
I was like, yo, he didn't. If he made it or he didn't make it. So I don't know. I don't know.
You went through all that.
He knows whether or not the bat made it as much as he knows about the attic.
Yeah,
that's where we're at.
That's true. Bro, there's still light switches. I have no idea how they work.
He's like, was it National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation where he turned the light switches on and off and he has no idea what's turning on and off?
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. I'm like,
I've only had one run-in with a bat, and that was when I was in college in our fraternity house. I remember I woke up, I was walking into the bathroom, and it was one of those.
No.
It was one of those big ones, and I'm going into a big bathroom.
Oh, Jesus.
It's on the whole floor of the fraternity house.
Because there's 6-foot bats in Australia.
I come walking in, I'm half awake, and I'm like getting ready to go brush my teeth, and all of a sudden I see one of the other fraternity brothers come running across the bathroom with a garbage can, chasing this giant fucking bat, trying to
fucking
catch
awesome.
it and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is like at 9 o'clock in the morning trying to go to class.
Bro.
But yeah, those things are scary, man. They're flying rats.
When I was a teenager, we used to, all the kids in our neighborhood would, at nighttime when we had no curfew, we'd go out. If you'd take a sock, fill it with sand, and tie it.
We don't play that?
No, you tie a knot on the one end of it. That would be about that big. Then you just take them and fling them up in the air, and bats would hone in on them and hit them, and then sometimes they would get stuck, and then we'd beat the shit out of them with baseball bats.
Well, I hope he does not listen to this.
I was going to say,
I was a child. I would never do that now. Fuck bats.
Yeah, the damn lie. You're like Ace Ventura, and I'm like that too. Fuck that. No, dude, they terrified. Dude, that thing was he was so. Well, I didn't know this. So we were talking to the company about they're gonna come do this, fill in all our spaces and.
Yeah, you got to have some voids up there.
Yeah, there was. And the girl said it. She was a savage. She's like, yeah, here. I'm like, Jesus. Anyway, they were talking to the lady on the phone, and she's like, yeah, all I need is 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Squeeze right in.
Crazy. So we think maybe this guy might have fell into the chimney, and because there was a little vent.
Yeah.
So it could happen that way. He might. So I don't know. We
went in and got stuck.
Yeah, because my wife that night heard something going beep, 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 like next where our bedroom wall is where the TV's at, and I heard the crib. There's a chimney right there, so I think he was chilling in there. Oh fucker.
Yeah.
Nothing but excitement, man.
Bro, come on.
So since we've been gone too, one of the big things that's happened since we've been gone. I don't know if we can sing that, but no. Since we haven't been doing the podcast, since
the Browns are 2-1.
Yeah, the Browns are 2-1. NFL started. They
should be 3-0.
That's what I was getting to. You know what though? I'm actually happy.
Hell yeah!
I'm happy they lost to the Chiefs just because they're so hard to beat twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather figure out what we need to get better at and then play them again and hopefully make the adjustments.
I think we figured it out. I think the first week with defense, I think we're just kind of didn't win. And of course, the Chiefs' offense is sick. I mean, they just got Josh Gordon. God damn.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
Why does that make you mad?
Has he been
so good?
Has he been suspended 6 times? This is a 6-3
Well, now they're now marijuana's legal.
He's not necessarily going to be the player that he was though. Keep that
he's 30. Yeah, I mean he's 30, which
I still think he's still gonna be
is older.
I mean, the Chiefs need the help.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Yeah. No worries. We got that with that was that really fast guy they got.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. So the first Browns home game, I was downtown for the home. It's the only one I go downtown for.
You were back in town from Alaska then?
I was.
Okay, that's good.
Well,
your guys' trip.
It's a whole different story.
It's a whole different story. Yes. But I thought about you guys while I was at the local bar.
Well, you guys are rubbing guys down with oil.
Why would that make me think about you guys?
Why were you rubbing guys down with oil?
I wasn't.
He kind of just admitted he did it.
Right?
No,
Weird.
not at all.
Seemed like
Just like the whole.
Thought about you guys. I'm sitting at the bar. We were at one of the main bars in the downtown strip of bars where everybody goes to tailgate and hang out and stuff before the game. And one of the most, I thought about this as a topic. Was it in the igloo? No, I thought about this as a topic when we were sitting there, and I'm like, motherfucker! I was infuriated while I'm sitting at the bar watching this happen. We're inside. There is a girl. Granted, she's an attractive girl sitting at one of the other VIP tables across the thing from us. No, because that's another part of the story. She's sitting there the entire time while we're inside, has her fucking sunglasses on. While we're inside. It was infuriating.
Oh, that makes me so mad.
What makes it
I don't care if you're the
worse,
hottest girl in the world, dude. That would when I talk to you.
Exactly. And what makes it even worse is you're wearing glasses right now, Stipe. I want you to just slide them about halfway down the bridge of your nose.
No.
That's how she was wearing her glasses the entire fucking day we were there.
She's one of those girls.
I was just getting mad at this person. I don't even know who it is. And I was just getting angry.
I would get her a shot of vinegar.
Now, here's why I didn't talk to her, Stipe. The gentleman that she happened to be with was wearing an ankle monitor bracelet. So God knows.
That's a reality show right there.
How close was he to his apartment? Because where this bar was.
Yeah, because it's,
and the apartment's
you're supposed to be at home, sir.
Yeah, who the hell knows? But needless to say,
the best part is you noticed that.
He was wearing shorts and had this giant black ankle monitor on his ankle. Now the best part is he didn't even make it to the end of the game. He almost got in a fight with the bouncers and got thrown out.
Are you surprised by that?
No.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
so that was my first Browns home game of the season.
Did you?
We were just.
This is the Browns game.
No, this was at the bar.
Yes, it was. He is talking about the Browns.
Downtown.
Oh, what bar?
Barley House.
Did you?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, they threw him out, and then I think she had to leave because he was getting
her glasses were too low.
Yeah. Did you happen to see the fight video from the Muni lot?
Oh, dude, that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
I heard about it though.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. But then a guy I know is in the video. He's not fighting, but he was like, he makes an appearance walking by as it's all happening now.
What's worse, Jamie, the Muni lot video or the one where the fire truck runs the small children off the road in the city parade?
Oh, Jesus.
It was definitely the fire truck.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But the difference is it didn't hit any children. He really did.
I was like, what is it? Oh, my God. I could not.
I had to pull that one.
It did not
that was
hit
actually fantastic.
any city children, and it was on its way to an apartment fire. So,
wow. That was actually pretty good. Look at you.
I've this 4 weeks of pent up anger.
Just pent up anger.
It's 5.
At some point during the last week, John admitted that he loves me, and I was like,
I know. I heard
I'm
my
not buying
text.
that shit.
No, it's all bullshit.
Well, I also texted you and called you a helicopter dad too. So that happens. It's an
what's that helicopter dad?
Like an overbearing, always around father. He posted a picture at his kid. No. He posted a picture at his kid's practice, and I just responded helicopter dad with like no other context.
That was all it was. Yeah,
it's an ebb and flow.
It was great.
So. I mean, I see it, but so James,
sir,
we were in a commercial together.
We did, yeah.
For GovX. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. Jamie got makeup.
Still waiting on my paycheck.
Yeah, you know me, I'm shady like that. So
I did get makeup for the first time. Yeah, it was awkward.
It was great. It was great because I had to squint my eyes to talk to him because the sun. Actually, it's just normal. I can see what Jamie looks like in the sun.
Stipe had a lot of fun with this.
That was great.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
at one point, did the makeup artist go like, there's nothing we can do?
Yes, actually, she did.
She did not. She could not have been sweeter. She was very nice, actually.
She was.
Yeah, she tried to make this look okay. And all I kept saying is, there's not much you can do here.
And I said, you definitely look at avocado now because you can definitely see creases and shit and cracking. And
it was really awkward.
A little cake face.
But it was a good...
great guys.
I got in a ton of trouble that day.
For what?
A lot of trouble.
And guess who bailed them out?
Well, all the way bailed
trouble
out.
For what?
I had a hard out, as they say in the business.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, I had a hard out at noon. 12. Yeah, 12 o'clock. Yeah.
It wasn't 1 o'clock.
I got home at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was supposed to be somewhere 45 minutes away at 2, so
and
got a little bit of trouble.
And then
Hey,
Stipe with his lovely voice soothed the situation.
Then Stipe called me, and I was like, "Here, tell you," because we were at this party. It was actually the Browns' first game.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, "Here, you need to talk to somebody." And I just handed my phone to Kelly, and she's like, "Hello," and then
No, it was more like this. Hello.
yeah,
I was like, hey.
yeah.
Hey, you're just trying to chase that star of fame right there. I don't fault you.
Honestly, just trying to help Stipe out.
And you did.
Your
I
wife
appreciate that.
your wife should be lifting you up. She's
She lifts
supporting
me
you,
up.
right?
She lifts me up all the time. She's a very supportive
And she
wife.
cuts him.
Yeah, and
She's like, she beats me.
Okay, just want to throw this out there first.
Oh, I saw this too. Actually, did you post? When did you get that?
I think a week after my birthday.
Yeah,
A couple days after my birthday.
Hold on,
Because I was going to say, I remember when you posted that, but I can't remember. So Stipe is holding up the picture that his wife got him for his birthday, and it's him with a in a throne with a cane crown. Not
got a fur collar kind of deal.
I need this coat.
It's like
by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a good Halloween. You should go as that for Halloween
Or every day of my life.
Yeah.
It's a badass picture, in all honesty. Yeah, it really reminds me of Seinfeld for some reason. I don't.
What's the Kramer?
Got the Kramer one.
Picture?
Yeah, big fan.
But
Yeah. So, going back to having the baby, man, I just, again, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Couldn't be happier for you and Ryan. I'm honored that you guys asked me to be the godfather.
Yeah, for sure.
So, feels really good.
Yeah.
I
hope that's a joke.
No, they did. Yeah. A week ago.
No
2 years
fucking
ago.
way.
No, he's lying.
I know. I was going to say, I'm like, no fucking way.
No. Yeah. It's,
So how is Mila doing?
she loves him.
She doing good?
So the first week was overbearing, not in a bad way. Like she was helping and doing that. Now she's kind of now she still wants to hold him and touch him, but nowhere near. But then she just touch his head and she'd be like, whap, and just touch his face. I'm like, Mila, you know what I mean? But she just does it to do it because, but she listens and she loves him so much. And so he's like, baby brother. She won't say Matteo because she just, I don't know why. She's like saying baby brother better, but she loves him. And she has her moments. She wasn't got too jealous or anything like that. She has her moments. She'll be like, Dad, put him down, play with me, to that extent, but doesn't get mad.
Yeah.
But honestly, she cares for him so much. Like she loves him and
Good.
you know what I mean? She the first day he was with us, she made us go to school with him, bring him to school. He didn't go in, but take the ride. Yeah. Speaking of which, bro.
What's up?
I'm not gonna say what my daughter goes to school. Hopefully, no one knows. But my daughter, for some reason, she was doing great, loves every second of it, and all of a sudden hates it, was screaming top of her lungs. I'm like, what's your deal? And they're like, oh, it could be the baby. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, makes sense, And all of a sudden she's like, I hate, and she was naming the teacher's name. She's like, she's mean, she does this, and I'm like, and your child is, you listen to your child sometimes, even though they're 3, and then all of a sudden she got moved up to a new class. Loves it again. So I didn't think any of it, right? I'm like, and my wife's like, it's just kind of sketchy, the teacher. I'm like, whatever. I just try to blow it off. Just because, I don't want to, add fuel to the fire. Mm-hmm. Well, then all of a sudden, my daughter got switched. We were talking about it. The next day, a mother DM'd my wife. She's like, hey, what do you know about this person? How do you feel about this teacher? My wife's like, funny you should ask. Her daughter legit said the same thing my daughter said. Now I am infuriated. I'm so mad. Why are you going to do the job?
And be an asshole.
Yeah. You know what you get yourself into. They're 3-year-old kids. They're not going to be,
Hey. Just teaches them life lessons, bro.
Yeah,
life ain't fair. You're going to run into shitty people.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, I feel like you're going to have to deal with that for many years to come.
Yeah. One thing is my daughter's definitely a bully.
No.
Picked her up the other day. I had to sign a waiver because she pushed the kid and scratched him for taking a toy. And I was like, don't be doing that. I'm like, good job.
Yeah.
Sure shit, girl. There we go. And then the next day, the next class did it again, and she knew she did bad. It's my fault too, because she's aggressive with me. We wrestle and we have fun, but
I mean,
But I think the kid also went after her too.
They're also 3.
There's
shit.
They wasn't even phased. She wasn't even phased. She was like, she scratched him. She took a blanket.
No big deal.
Yeah, I was like, don't give up. Punch him in the face. Make his eyes water.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, no mercy.
Yeah.
Jon, We've talked a lot about Stipe thus far and your Browns trip, but I got to know about Alaska, dude.
Oh,
Well, I was going to ask you how your time away from us was, because you haven't said anything today, Jamie.
Me?
I feel like you've been very quiet.
Yeah, I'm just doing it, man. Just plugging along. You know, it's been hockey's ramped up. Soccer.
Yeah, I was
hockey,
going to say you're right in the wheelhouse.
We got to go out on your schedule pretty much.
Yeah, it's coming to that.
You know, it's good. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, daughter's on a travel soccer and a club soccer plus
Indoor?
softball.
Is it indoor?
No, it's all outdoor right
Jesus.
now.
I just want you to do these podcasts when you feel your absolute worst, so we can get the real bitter,
There's
angry
not such
Jamie.
a thing, dude.
Well, let's talk about the fact that I'm going to bring up the mood right now. We're getting T-shirts.
We are getting T-shirts.
yeah.
Well, supposedly we're getting T-shirts.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I already
in 4 years.
I already hit Haley. I already hit her up.
You already hit up Haley?
She's
Okay.
like, I'm on it.
In
4 years, we'll have them ready.
T-shirts. So
It's actually kind of working out really well.
In 4 years, you might have your own place.
That's fair. That's true.
I like that. I like that. That one hurt.
That one
That
did
one
hurt.
fucking hurt.
That did hurt.
I think
punch you right in the dick.
I think full
Sorry, I
circle.
didn't mean to say that.
Full circle, where it takes a while for us to get things done.
But
Right.
it gets done.
We'll
Now,
be fine.
the shirt's coming out just in time because John grew the goddamn beard back, and
That's
the
true.
logo's got the beard.
Oh,
I got the
you're right.
mustache.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so what's up with that? Is that because Alaska?
I made a mistake. It was my Alaskan beard, so I grew
great,
it out
dude.
because I'm like, it's going to be like my hiking beard. I'm in the wilderness, whatever.
Going skiing with dudes.
I was, yeah. So I was sitting there and I'm growing this thing all the way till Christmas. Then
Yeah.
I'll shave it off.
Yeah.
I forgot that I need to update my license and my birthdays. At the
So
beginning
fucking
of
what?
December.
Who cares?
I don't want to go for 4 more years, or how long are licenses?
You
for
can always
4
get a
years?
new one.
Dude,
Yeah, but I don't want to sit there and have to explain who I am for 4 years because I have a giant beard and then I don't.
Bring your birth
bro,
certificate, bro.
bro.
Jesus.
you are never going. Listen to me. You're not near 21 years old. You're not getting fucking carded.
Hey, these gray hairs.
You're not getting carded.
Dude,
You don't have to explain shit.
You know what
That's
my
a very
ID
good
has?
point.
My ID has a black eye.
It does.
It does. It really does. It was after my second DC fight. I have a black eye. I went to.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
The lady's like, I remember the lady's like, you're awesome. She's like, you're
Dude,
awesome.
you
She
gotta
was so happy.
you gotta grow that thing out till
Yeah,
Christmas.
dude, come on,
Yeah.
dude. Don't be that guy.
The full on that's actually an awesome ID photo. That'd be perfect.
Seriously, dude.
That's fine. All right.
And you should get
You've
hammered.
convinced me.
You
That's
should get
how.
hammered. And so you're like this. And so when if you pull over, they think that's what you
They're
look
like,
like.
that's what you look like.
How was the trip?
Don't do that, by the way. Don't. And no one.
Yeah,
do not
don't
drink and drive.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, so we flew up there. It was a great trip. We did an aggressive amount of hiking.
I'm out.
Yeah, the first one we hiked. So we did this Russian River Falls hike. It was 4 miles to get to this lake,
Jesus.
which salmon swim to.
Oh, that's badass.
So you see the salmon like trying to jump upstream.
Are the
which was-
bears like fucking
That's
hacking at
badass.
it?
we didn't see any over there because I think there was a lot of people that were
I get
around.
it,
So
yeah.
what they were kind of scared off or skittish or whatever. But we hiked to this lake where the salmon eventually get to, whatever, and then it's a 4-mile hike back.
Yeah, that's
so it was
a lot of
8
walking, man.
That was 8 miles. That one wasn't that hard. There wasn't much elevation
gotcha,
change.
yeah.
The second one, when we saw the glacier and the ice fields,
How cool is that?
that was cool. 4.5 miles up, 4,000 foot elevation
Holy
change.
shit.
4.5 miles down, and we went all the way up and then walked around for like another mile. So that was like a 10-mile one, and then we did. The last day was supposed to be like, oh, this is 2 miles. It's real easy, and then we ended up doing the whole thing. It was 5 miles, like a 5-mile like little
Were your
loop.
legs sore?
Yeah. Yeah, that
I'm
was.
trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious.
No, yeah. No, it wasn't bad. Like the elevation change wasn't bad because we were starting closer to sea level, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, definitely sore for a couple days after that. But the best part though was the breweries, dude.
That's for me and Jamie be hiking too.
Yes,
Yeah, that's all.
dude.
I
We
need.
Me
went
and
to
you would
like,
be like, all right, later. We're over here.
we went to like 6 different breweries. There were some awesome places
You
up
text us,
there.
didn't you text us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I think so. We did. There was like a coffee beer I had at like one place. It was awesome. It was really, really good. And then one of the guys that was with us is in the Coast Guard. He lives in Texas, and so somehow he found out a guy he used to work with lived up there. So he retired, moved up there, and started a brewery. So he supplies a bunch of local restaurants with beer for their thing. So he found out we were up there, whatever. Text him. He's like, yeah, I haven't even set up my tasting room yet, but he's like, you guys are more than welcome to come over. So we literally brought glasses over, and he's literally off the tap. We were there for like 3 hours. We tried all the beers.
It's like when you were in Boston.
He told us, yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, when we were there for your fight, we did the Sam Adams tour. Somebody knew somebody there, or whatever, and we got to do that one. But yeah, we tasted all his beers. We went to like a bunch of different breweries. It was a great time. Had fresh oysters, crab, halibut, salmon, a bunch of seafood stuff. We're up there. It was fantastic. I had reindeer twice. So reindeer breakfast burritos and reindeer pizza, reindeer sausage.
How was it?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit chewier, but it doesn't taste gamey. No, it doesn't taste gamey at all. The yak burger was gamey. Yak burger. Was that good? Yeah, it was good. It's like bison.
Yeah, I like bison.
Bad.
I had carrot cake at the hospital when someone was born.
How happy were you? It was out of a vending machine.
And it was fucking fantastic. I got like 3 times.
There you go. You got the vending machine carrot cake 3 times. It was
amazing. Now I'm half tempted to find it so I can buy it for myself.
Really quick, going back to John's.
Sorry. I just thought about that.
It's all good.
I thought of something, though, too. So you would think that I was roughing it in Alaska, but the real question is,
I definitely didn't think that.
Well, we had an Airbnb. It was nice. It was very cushy.
Definitely didn't think you were roughing it.
How was the sleeping situation in the hospital while you were there?
So let's talk about that little story.
Couch?
Let's talk about that story real quick. So we go in on Saturday. We leave at 4. Our parents, her mom and her aunt stop over. They come right in a beat. They're over like at 4:30, whatever time. So we get there, have the baby, and then my wife gets moved to her room. And so I literally sat in the NICU for 2.5 days, and I slept on a couch. And like the ladies were like, "Hey, he pulls out in the bed." I'm like, "No, I'm good." And so I pretty much was watching the Kardashians because I couldn't find anything to watch besides the Browns game. And so, and then I came home for a little bit just to say hi to my daughter, make sure she was good. And everything that we implanted, like put in her mind, like scheduling wise, was thrown out the window. Like anything, bedtime, nap time, like
all gone.
She was fucking, it was the worst 3-4 days. She was like, that's the only time she was mad. That's the only reason she was screaming, like, because she didn't want to go take a nap.
Right.
And like, I know she's going to get to that point where she doesn't need a nap. But it also was nice, though, when she did nap, she was in bed by like 6:37. But like, I like having her nap because it kind of just like resets her batteries. You know what I mean? Like, she goes to bed like around 8:39. Like, I don't care. But like, it was the worst. But then that situation was rough because like, I was on this little couch and I had really nothing. But I didn't care. I was like, I'm not leaving this dude. And so, but I was so comfortable. Like they would come in, feed him, and I let them do that because he had a feeding tube and stuff.
Yeah.
And I changed him a few times, but I don't want to like mess up any like cables. But except for the one time I was sleeping, it was like 3 a.m, and one of the machines went off. It was a different machine. I'd never heard of it before, so I woke up. I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, calm down. It's like, sorry, I was just switching something. I was like, I was like freaking out, But like, my son walked in there, like they rolled him in there, and they're like, "What is wrong with this kid? This kid's like a normal size." Because most of those kids are like 2 pounds.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The NICU one.
My brother was 3. My brother was 4 pounds when he went in there. He was in there for a month and a half.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So and it just like I was rolling my wife up because she wasn't allowed to walk because it's C-section. It was just tough to watch. Like passing one of the sections where you could sit down and eat like a little, like outside the NICU or for your family, and you see a couple of the hands in their face, and just I looked at my wife and I'm like, "Just be blessed." I'm like, like I think they're okay. I think they're just like worried, But like, I saw them the last couple of days after that, which is a good thing. So, but it was just rough, and the nurses were nice. They actually gave my son a Browns hat for the Browns game.
Nice.
And I go to the girl, I'm like, she's like, "I don't know if are you a Browns fan?" I looked at her, I'm like, "That is the most insulting thing you've ever said to me." She looked at me, she started laughing. I'm like, "Where are you from?" She was Pittsburgh. I'm like, "Makes sense." I walked in. She didn't get it, And then I told her, she laughed. But they were so awesome. They're great people, honestly. They were so nice and just we're very lucky to have a hospital like that in our city.
Those people, they do God's work.
They do.
Yep.
They
100%. When my daughter was born, they had just opened the brand new NICU at a different hospital, and I had a friend that was working there. So she was like, "Hey, do you want to go take a walk, check it out?" I was like, "Absolutely, man. I'm a dork. Let me go take a walk." I made it a minute and a half. I was like, "I can't. Can't do this. Like I
too
can't
hard
see
to see
babies like that."
The cool thing about where I was at, you can't really see them because they're their own rooms. So I was like, I was good. Like I was like, I could see like the moms home, they were happy. I was good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing terrible happened. Thank God. There was nothing serious. Like thank God that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
But like they were great. You can just tell they're just like, I'm walking in the park. Just like, cause they're so like just into it. It's crazy. And they were so nice when they walk in, like, "Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah." And they're so funny. like how they're burping. I'm like, "Hey, do this." And I'm like, "Is that hard?" They're like, "Oh yeah, he's fine." I was like, Jesus. I mean, it wasn't that hard, but like, to me, it was, like I haven't burped the baby in 3 years,
Yeah.
So, but it was
back in the swing of things.
It was crazy, yeah. But they were great, and then in the hospital was great, and then accommodating, and my wife would order 3 extra meals because I would have to pay. So she hooked it up. I got my carrot cake. Couldn't beat that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about
Carrot cake, Kardashians, and short couch.
Sounds like you had a vacation.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of vacation. I brought my Nintendo Switch, played that a little bit.
Nice.
You
There you go. You gotta make do.
They were so nice. So
I like how we're like, you made it through
and
the
you know what?
struggle,
This
buddy.
is how
then
it
your
should
wife
be.
is
listen, I carried that kid around for 38 years of my life.
Nobody, yes,
God damn.
yes.
For all
Nobody
things I've
ever.
gone through in my life with fighting and getting football and getting kicked in the dick. I listen. He's still here. He's
how many
here.
ball taps that kid survived?
Everybody, everywhere you go, it's all about mom and the baby. So I need to check in on my brother, make sure
Listen,
you're
I'm
good.
okay. Listen,
right.
I'm sorry I'm not lactating. Sorry.
Not my fault. I'd give him my tit if I could.
I would. My daughter tried to take my tit. Did I tell you about that day?
No, I've been there. They root around. They go after any tit.
Bro, my daughter was born, right? And so, like, Dad, it's getting
Can you
time.
milk
So,
me, Greg?
so I'm sitting in our room, and I'm holding my daughter, and she's like getting aggressive, and she's trying over my nipple. I'm like, yo, girl. I'm like, these have been dry my whole life. Sorry. And she legit, and like, some babies don't focus right away. She's like this. She goes, and I looked at her. I'm like, "Are you judging me right now?" Like, she was looking me square in the eyes. She was
judging you.
pissed,
She wanted milk.
and nothing's changed.
No.
It's the worst. But yeah, I appreciate you guys checking on me. Like,
Hey, it's because we care.
like, listen, I'm not doing anything.
My other favorite part of the whole thing was, so you had text me or call. I think you called me and you're like, dude, I can't make it to the Jake Paul fight. And I was like, all right, man. Like we kind of, we think we had a group discussion going. We were pretty sure that was going to happen. And you were like, I'll get this, that. But I was like, dude, just take care of whatever you got to take care of, whatever you got going on.
Oh, I know where this is going.
So then, like, an hour later, you call me back. You're like, so we had Matteo. And I was like, dude, congratulate. Like, that's, it's awesome. I'm so happy. You're like, he's in the NICU, but he's doing good. And so we're talking for a little bit. You're like, just don't tell anybody. I was like, not a problem, man. Like, it's, I won't say a word. So I get downtown to, before the Jake Paul fight, and Russo comes up. He's like, they had the baby. I'm like, yes, he fucking told everyone, and he told everyone not to tell anyone.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna tell. No, I didn't say anything until my wife gave me the okay. And
Gotcha,
then right after you talk, she's like, okay. And so like,
Yeah.
It's so funny. My one cousin calls me. He texts me. He's like, listen, you son of a bitch. If you had this baby and didn't tell me, he's like, I swear to God, I'm going to come and kick your ass. And I call him like, bro, I just had him. I swear to God. He's like,
Hey,
you're so happy.
just so you know, as soon as I got in the car with Jamie, he told me.
I know he did. Oh, I know he did.
He's like, yeah, so he had the kid. And I was like, well, I figured as much. I
mean,
think that would be the only thing that he wouldn't come here for. But what Jamie forgot to say is, so after we found out that you couldn't go, and then you got him the ticket, or you electronically sent Jamie the tickets, we immediately turned into the group text message with me. We hate Rick Russo and Jamie was one of the best things ever. Jamie, for probably 4 hours, fucked with Rick Russo.
Yes. It was a solid 4
I told
hours.
him we didn't get tickets. No, he told him, he's like, we got 3. And he's like, well, I'm supposed to get 4. Like, who am I going to? I can't kick somebody out, blah, blah, blah. We're like, no, we got 3. Me, you, and Rick.
Yes. Dude, that's fantastic.
It went for 4 hours. Yeah. And like at one point, Jamie's like, hey, man, I'm pretty tired. I've had a long day. I'm going to take a nap. I'll hit you up once I wake up. So it just kept going on even longer.
It was fucking amazing. He was very mad.
Oh, speaking of which, talking about going to the Quicken Loans Arena, I actually went to the Eric Church concert.
Oh,
it was my wife's first time out. Nice. One of our friends invited us. Whatever. We went to the bar.
I knew a lot of people that went to that show.
A lot of people
went. By the way, first off, a couple things about that. One, we went to the bar like you guys did.
Barrio?
Yeah, it was great. But they have great food, by the way. But last time I was there, though.
Did you get a jalapeno margarita?
I did not. I didn't drink.
John introduced me to those the night of the draft. Holy shit.
They are good.
Yeah.
Jamie loves them now.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Well, so I went to that place prior, and I was actually with Volante, and I think we're going to the Browns game. We're doing Southern Indians game. We're hanging out. And we're drunk from the night before, so we're drinking a little bit more, getting our game back on. And I'm going to order like a taco that make them whatever. And she's like, we don't have that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, how about this one? She's like, we don't have that. I'm like, I go, what the fuck do you have then? Like, what? Your barrio, you're supposed to have shit for tacos, And she's being rude, And I'm like, whatever. So I get like a shitty little taco. It was still good, but like not what I wanted. And I'm like, hey, do you have a plastic cup? She's like, why? So you can spit that shit in there? She says to me, I go, yeah. She's like, we don't do that here. I'm like, pretty sure. I was like, it's a free country. So, of course, me being the asshole I am, I drank my beer and started spitting my beer. I was like, what a dick. So, anyway, that was a bad taste. Came back. It was great. So, we were at Eric Church, and so we actually drove separate just in case,
somebody got bail.
We had to leave and all that good stuff. So, made a call and I was like, hey, is there any chance we can park underneath? And they're like, yeah, for sure. Cool. So, we roll in. We're doing our thing. We roll down. And we meet everyone. I'm like, how you doing? They're like, hey, this guy runs security. I'm like, oh, great. He's like, hey, you ever been in the pit? My wife's like, no, I'd love to. He's like, okay, good. We get pits, Then they're like, hey, you want 4 seats? We're like, sure. Well, like,
That's
so
fucking awesome.
we're on like by the stage there were 3. Well, there was 2 rows, but they put these 2 random seats. Me and my wife. It was awesome. So we were letting like just him walk out. And by the way, he's a great performer. Like I know a few of his songs, but like he's actually really good with the crowd. And, like
supposedly he puts on a great show.
Dude, he drinks, has fun. Like it's
I
great.
know several people who went to Columbus the weekend prior to see him and then saw him here as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, And so the best part was we're sitting there and, I'm like doing my thing in the pits right next to us, and the people are like, "What's up, champ?" I'm like, "Oh, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but I got knocked out, a long time ago. But thanks, I joke around." Anyway, there's this girl like in the front row, and she keeps in my way. You can clearly hear her talking. She's hammered. Her boyfriend, her husband's right next to her, and she's like, "Who the fuck is that?" She's like, "I don't even know who the fuck that is." Like, I can't even, and she keeps going on and on and on. Like, you can clearly hear. She's like, "You don't even know. Like, I don't even know who he is. Who cares? Like, why does anyone care? Like, I don't even know. He's nothing special. Just go." And my wife's like, "Turn the fuck around then and stop talking about us." And she's a girl didn't know what to say. It was awesome. And you could see the husband's like, "Shut the fuck up." Like, because he knew. And he's like, "Shut the fuck up." And
you're gonna get me knocked out.
Yeah, like I'm like
by Ryan.
By Ryan. Yeah,
it was great though. But I'm like, dude, mind your own business. I don't even care, And then and then I think she wanted to talk to security guy. Security guy was like, "Yeah, shut up." Like
trying to get you kicked out.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Please. So the cool part is the security for them was like, "Hey, dude, if you want to go to George Strait, Jason Aldean, let me know." A couple other ones. He's like, "Oh, whatever you want." I'm like,
there you go, man.
Good time to party.
Perfect.
But it was fun. We had a good time, and it was the only bad part was like we're on borrowed time, so we wanted to get there at 10:30, leave at 10:30. So the concert started at 8. We didn't get out until like 8:45. But I didn't realize that the reason he didn't go on right away was because it wasn't full yet. Like people were trying to get in.
Still
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that because my buddy went and he's like, "Yeah, dude, it took us forever to get in." And I was like, "That makes sense now." But honestly, great concert. Like we had a great time and got lucky. We got they hooked us up with the tickets. We weren't trying to do that. We had tickets to our friend and we went to the Loge and hung out there and that was fun too. But it was actually it was nice to get away and get out and just enjoy life and kids for 2-3 hours.
That's a good thing, man.
Right.
It's a good thing.
Made up for it.
I know.
Made up for the Jake Paul fight. You got a chance to get out?
Yeah, it was nice. I'm still pissed I missed it, but there'll be another one.
There will be maybe. I don't know.
There will be. It just probably won't be in Cleveland.
There'll be something else in Cleveland we'll go to.
That's true.
I think we should go to Browns game soon. I actually talked about it.
I'm not against it.
We'll get Loge.
Hey. You keep saying good things.
Listen, Jamie knows I'm a man of my word.
He's a man of his word. Yeah, man of his word.
I don't know. See, with that, we'll have an Indians game. We had a massive one for 4 people.
That was awesome. It's my favorite Indians experience ever.
Speaking of, we gotta touch that Indians.
Oh yeah, the last game.
Was it yesterday? Yesterday was the last game as the Cleveland baseball team, but
it was supposed to be the day before, so a bunch of people went down there for it, but then they announced they rescheduled a postponement. So it was yesterday. It ended up being, was it yesterday? It was it was yesterday. It was the day game.
And then Zimmer hit home run off his brother.
Yeah.
So but that was sad.
End of an era, whatever. There was a lot of I don't know how to put it. There was a lot of people acting just ridiculous, in my opinion. And it was like, dude, like they're changing their name. That's fine.
You put on your Instagram story.
It's not the Ravens. That's actually pretty good.
They're going to be the Guardians. They're not going to be the Ravens. Exactly.
Oh, they were going to say the Ravens?
No, it's what I said.
There was a sign somebody was holding up, and it was like, everybody chill out. They're just changing their names to the Guardians. It's not like they're becoming the Ravens, meaning they're not like moving. Like whatever. So,
well, Jamie thinks they're going to move eventually.
Not anymore. No, they signed the lease.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely did. I was 100% on that boat that they were going to Nashville, but they re-signed the lease with the city. So
sons of bitches.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Nashville's getting a team.
There's no
zero
question.
doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat a city like that.
Just wonder who it's going to be, or if they're going to give them a.
I bet you it's a Canadian team.
Do you think they're going to pull?
Toronto? No way. It's not Toronto.
I was going to say, you think
Is that
they're
the only Canadian
I think
team?
it's the only one left.
Oh, it is.
You think they would pull a team from somewhere? You think they would start? Because they would have to do a second expansion team, right, to balance it out?
Well, the Vegas.
Yes and no. It would make sense that you would, but I mean,
what was the most recent one? The Diamondbacks?
No.
Was that the last expansion team? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm gonna find out.
Either way, I'm curious to see how it all shakes out next year.
Nationals.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
Nationals.
I'm curious to see how it shakes out when they get the new logos and uniforms and all.
Yeah, they'll make.
Well, they put out logos. I'm curious to see what the new uniforms look like and everything else.
Probably just Guardians.
Well, the logos that the logos that they put out sucked.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of Lake Erie.
I wish they would somehow figure out a way to link in with Guardians of the Galaxy. That would be
right.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's go.
But it's Disney. I don't know if Disney will.
Guardians of Lake Erie.
Yeah, I heard you the first.
Okay, how's that going to get in trouble?
What's the statue? The Guardians of Traffic? Is that what they're called?
Yes.
The statues that are included on the Lorraine Carnegie Bridge.
Yep.
I mean, I wish we were the spiders because old school, But listen,
some people wanted that. Some people.
I get it.
This.
Did they vote on it, or they was just like in the group of people?
They had narrowed it down from they said they started with 1,200 names,
Jesus.
and they narrowed it down to 600. Then they narrowed it down to 200. Then they narrowed it down to whatever.
You're never going to make everybody happy.
Not a chance.
Oh, there's
you
no
knew
question.
people were going to hate it, and no
matter
people
what.
like it, and whatever.
You just had to rip the Band-Aid off and be done with it. It actually, I think it was while we were kind of on hiatus. The school my kids go to announced they retired their school nickname.
Redskins?
Yep.
What are you going with? The school
There's going to be
Heights?
so for right now it's just going to be Cuyahoga Heights. They're just known as Heights.
Yeah.
And
Bald helicopter dads.
New Balances.
So they're going to do a whole
the dad ones.
dad ones. They're going to do a whole just a whole thing with community outreach and the students.
Why did they do that? Just because that's what the Indians did?
Yeah, they've been on the front page of National Geographic a couple of times, and
really,
yeah.
Dude, I didn't know it was that bad.
And people were super pissed off, and it was like, dude, you just gotta. My thing was, my kids are in 5th and 6th grade right now, so I was like, can we just do this and then not have to go through this every single fucking year? Let's just get it done.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
So
no, that makes sense. I mean,
whatever. I just find it hard. I just don't get worked up over shit like this. Some people really do, though.
But do you think that's partly for show? They're like, I need something to be mad about. So
yeah,
this is
I think
it's a cancel culture thing, right?
It's I don't care. There's so many other things happening in your life and my life. I'm like, I don't give two shits about what you call them. As long as they're in, for example, the Indians or Cleveland baseball team or the Guardians, whatever. As long as they stay in Cleveland, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
All I've said all along is as long as
they can be called cocksuckers. Guess what? I'm gonna watch these cocksuckers.
They're gonna have a jersey that just says cocksucker.
As long as the first name still says Cleveland, that's my team, man.
Right,
exactly. I don't give a shit. So yeah.
Oh wait, what you think about the jerseys
really
last
wish they
week?
were the Cleveland cocksuckers.
What do you think about the Browns? But randomly, I know people don't care that I'm from Cleveland, but what do you think about the jerseys last week with the numbers on the helmet?
So you said the jerseys, and I was like, so the helmets were. I loved them,
dude. Badass.
Yeah, loved them.
Yeah,
I did.
I like them too. I think it's not too much of a variation that everybody that loves the traditional Cleveland uniform likes, and it's got all these nice kind of different touches to it.
Yeah, just the number on the helmet was it was absolutely I loved them.
And going back to we're talking about the Muni lot people from our Cleveland. The one thing about Cleveland is the tailgating is amazing, good or bad. How the Browns are, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
It's people get there on a Friday and they party till Sunday.
You know what my favorite part about that is, though?
What?
That every single year, right before the first home game, the city of Cleveland
tries to do something.
They put out the reminder.
The notice to all the news channels.
There's no alcohol allowed during
no drinking.
No drinking allowed during tailgating, and everyone's like, okay.
Everyone puts that red Solo cup and calls it a day.
Yeah, it's just.
And then fights break out, and people roll up on a school bus with a deck on it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I've taken my kids to the preseason a couple times, and but I'm like, dude, there's no way. I won't take them down for a regular season game unless we're in a loge. Not even then. I'm like, they got to be older. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, I took Volante to a game, and I was like, well, I'm not taking you to Mila because you're a lover, but you're gonna fight someone.
Yes.
He's like, seriously, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, like we went to Barley House.
People are there looking to fight.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's people that start at 5 a.m. that can't
on a Friday.
See, yeah, and like the thing is there's people that do go down that like set up a nice thing and they have a good tailgate and they have a good time and they're fine. But
those are the smaller parking lots. Those are the best.
Yeah, you have
clam bakes and shit.
Yeah, then you have the people that want to get down there at 5 o'clock and rage, and then it's
by kickoff
never
they're
ends.
done.
Yeah, they don't even make it to the game.
I've been in that boat, man.
Oh yeah, there's
not to fight, but I've been in that boat where I've been down there at 6 a.m. just going hard, and then it's kickoff time, and where's Jamie? Yeah. He's passed out in the car.
Too much fun. Time to nap.
Did I talk about the story about the one time I went? The girl pooped in the trailer.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It was fantastic. I can't stop talking about that. She was out.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, sometimes you gotta poop, right? Like, what's
No, I don't. I thought I
actually. Real quick. You were actually in love with that girl.
I don't have a follow up. Yeah, we covered this.
Oh, okay.
The Phantom Pooper.
Yeah, I think she was a Phantom Pooper.
No, but I forgot when we were talking about the Alaska trip was the trip back, and we've talked about how much you and I do not like flying. No. 4 different flights just to get back.
Jesus, would you go to Washington?
So it wasn't. It was supposed to be 2. Like originally, it was Alaska to Portland, Portland to Cleveland, but because they kept trying to fill up flights, my flights kept getting shuffled around and moved, and they were adding layovers to like fill planes up. So we ended up flying Alaska to Seattle.
Do you have to wear a mask?
Yeah, the entire time. Oh. And then Alaska to Seattle. I get off of the nice jet that I was on to get onto a prop plane.
Dude.
For a 12.
Bro, the worst.
This is the worst thing in the world. So we get off the plane from Seattle, get onto a prop plane, which is a 28-minute flight from Seattle to Portland. I don't know who owned this plane. So we flew.
Dude, duct taping the fucking propeller.
We flew Alaskan Airlines, but then this was operated by a smaller airline for this little puddle jumper flight. We have to walk onto the tarmac or whatever the hell it's called to get onto the steps.
The runway?
To get onto or whatever. No, we were like out on the ground.
You were on the tarmac.
Yeah, we walked out onto the tarmac to walk up onto the plane. It says the University of Montana underneath the pilot's thing. I think it was an old college school's plane.
Holy shit.
Yes.
We get on this thing. The seats are like 1970s pleather burgundy. There's no air conditioning on the plane. It's hotter than shit. And I'm like, if something happens to me, this is going to be it. And so we hit the thing. It's prop plane. We're not flying as high. We're bouncing around for 28 minutes. It was just fantastic.
I'm going to one up you on that one. So when I went
14 hours of coming back is what it took to get back there.
Fuck that propeller shit though. Like,
yeah, the prop plane was terrible.
Thank God it didn't say Marshall University.
Jeez, that's still too soon.
That's so fucked up.
Oh my God.
I think we got to end the podcast.
What's that guy out of La Bamba?
Oh, no.
Jimmy, what's his name?
I'm going to find that out right now. I can't think of it.
This is bad. This is bad karma, dude. This is so bad.
No, it was terrible. That's Jamie. Anyway, so I remember I was going to Croatia, right? So we're fucking flying with this big ass fucking, jet.
How long is the flight?
It was like an hour and a half, whatever, 2 hours to New York, and then from New York or Philly, whatever, 6 hours across the bay, and then another hour and a half, 2 to wherever.
Okay.
To Croatia. So anyway, I do this big ass plane. We landed, I think, in Amsterdam or some shit. I have no idea where we're at. One of the countries, and it's like, here's your plane. I'm like, the fuck is this? It's a fucking propeller plane, right? I'm like, Jesus. So I get on this thing, right? Bro, the back seat is one seat. I was like, the fuck?
I'm
waiting for a fucking I'm waiting for like a goat. I'm waiting for a goat to like run by or some shit. Like,
oh my God.
It was legit once. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, is this the only way to get it? Like, get there, And then another time I go there, this fucking beautiful jet, fucking flight. I'm like, motherfucker, dude. It's like when I went to Brazil. When I fought in Brazil. This is the first time? Yeah, first time on Sao Paulo, and we're flying back. We landed in Washington, Dallas, D.C. And they're like, cool. Also, they're fucking propeller plane. I'm like, son of a bitch. Right back to Cleveland. I'm like, God, I was so mad because we had this nice big jet.
You had to take one from D.C. all the way to Cleveland?
Yeah.
That seems like a long... Yeah, I was going to say.
Nope.
I thought they only reserved those for like the real short ones.
They want us to go down then. I don't know. I was I cannot believe we're going to end it on that one. I can't. I feel so awkward. I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight now.
Yeah, I was going to be like, please don't cancel and or hate us. Cancel and hate Jamie.
Oh my
cancel
God.
and hate Jamie.
I mean,
that was some firehouse humor.
Right. That was actually fun. I mean,
fair point. I have no idea when this one's. Are we going to try and get this one out this week? Yeah. Okay, all right. We're going to try and get this one out this week. So we'll try and get another one in Thursday before your Tacoma FD episode.
Yeah.
So we can
talk about it.
Promote that up a little bit too. So I gotta see if I remember how to do this.
So we need emails, folks.
Yeah, we
haven't gotten emails in a long time.
We haven't.
We're gonna put it back out there. Let's get us some emails.
Yeah, we'll be happy to give you bad advice. Please send us an email at the.jabsperiodpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.
By the way, real quick, changing a boy to a girl is way harder.
Yes.
Have you been peed
that thing's it's a sprinkler.
My God. So I caught it. So I got done. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I covered it with this dirty diaper because I was right when I pulled up, it started coming. I'm like, oh. So I take it out and I start cleaning up, trying to get the pee around him. All of a sudden it starts peeing again. I'm like, Jesus, what are you, a camel, bro? Like, he just kept peeing.
Yeah.
Like, he was drunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. And then he got like old, like the old man ball sack, it looks like, and trying to get the poops in there and trying it's terrible.
It gets all dried.
I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
So email us your baby poop stories.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, seriously though. Shoot us some emails. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions you have for us, any advice you want, any parenting advice, financial advice, women advice, Jamie on how to be a terrible person advice.
Yeah.
You can
my heart's racing right now. I don't feel comfortable right now.
You can reach us at the.jabsperiodpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on YouTube. Just search Jabs Podcast, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for post notifications. You can find us on Instagram.
Right, I like that. Notifications. Nice work, dude.
Yeah.
We haven't used that one yet.
And then you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Jabs Podcast. You can find Stipe Miocic on all social media platforms at Stipe Miocic. You can find Jamie at Mekalek, Mekalek, and you can find me at JP Chubak. It's like Chewbacca without the CA. We always hate Rick Russo. It was really nice to catch up with you guys.
We'll be back here in a couple of days again. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Now we'll get someone on. We're going to have more guests now. This was just to get back in the water, I guess. Test the water
Just to
again.
see each other. Just to shoot the shit.
No, you were fucking drunk. You were doing podcast again. You know, I was fucking knee deep in poop and
that is true.
I was so fired. I was so fired up. I was like,
as you were changing a baby, I said, "Hey, remember when we used to do podcasts? That was fun."
I was like, awesome.
So
sweet.
Anyway,
all right, folks.
Starting back off on the right foot.
Yes.
Anyway. See you guys next time.
Later guys.